Yo, what is going on, guys? Mobile Care News here, and in this video I'm going to be explaining why Verizon's coverage on 5G is better than, honestly, T-Mobile's. Now, as you can see here the map, I'm actually going to use these states' locations. I don't want to reveal my location, of course. So the thing is, with T-Mobile does have a lot of 5G. They actually started in 2019 and are still good right now in 2021. That's not an issue. And even even in the future that they're going to, I guess, deploy more, but I'm not sure how that's going to do well. But here's Verizon. So today I went out with a couple friends of mine, and we were going out. We were like passing by like these mountains, not like very high end mountains. They were like mid mountains, basically. They were like mountains where like there was still grass everywhere. So even if you walked up there, there's still grass while you walk up the hill. It's not a steep hit. They're not steep hills. They're like mid mountains. So even if you walk up, you'll still feel grass on next to your feet, or you could pull grass from the ground. It was one of those like grassy midways mountains. They weren't that steep at all. So I'm going to give you an example here. So I'm going to go to, so let's say, where's a good one? So let's say right here in Alabama, right here in Alabama. Let's say this is where I was going. You see this purple area here, correct? So let's say I'm here where the word BA in Alabama is. I was going there, and we were going a little bit past that to this area right here where it's all blue and it's highlighted with LTE. If this can load up just about a bit. So I was in this area right here, as you can see me moving the finger right here, and we were going past like right here where like there's no 5G at all. The crazy thing, so right here, these areas right here, just gonna load up for a minute. Now you see this purple area right here and this other one right here. They're pretty far apart. Even when I was far apart, in the maps I was looking at that, and on this app right here in coverage maps, so it basically said I wouldn't have 5G for Verizon. It would switch me to LTE. Here's the thing about that. With T-Mobile, whenever I went to an area that said it was covered with 5G, it would switch on to LTE, and I would go back to these switches left and right. With Verizon, that is not the case. With Verizon, I'm able to get to leave the 5G area and still have 5G. Now I'm pretty sure. Now I was doing some research and I was thinking, it's probably not the 5G. Maybe it's the LTE, because they are converting some 5G, some LTE towers or sites to 5G. So that's understandable. It probably wasn't real 5G. But I was still getting fast, even passing those grassy mountains. I still had good coverage. You guys see the signal bar I have here, like that was a signal bar I was getting. I was getting about 3 to 2 bars of 5G, and my speeds were still 95 to like 120 megabytes per second. And I was just shocked. I was just so shocked about this. I literally said to myself, "Wow!" When I went past these Rocky Mountain areas, I literally got no T-Mobile coverage. I literally got no coverage off the I did get some coverage, but it turned into LTE for T-Mobile, and their LTE up in that area. There was still some plaza. There's still some plaza and shopping centers, but boys, T-Mobile's LTE is so slow there. It's almost so slow to the point like I feel the data will just fail and not work. So I'm literally there like. So I'm literally in a shopping center covered by mountains, and I'm paying for a service. I'm paying $85 a month for a service that doesn't work. Like, I don't want to pay for a service that doesn't work. So I'm just shocked how this area, as you can see here, you see how all these 5G availabilities are all separated. That's how it basically was. That's how I was basically doing when I was hanging out with my friends. I would be here, then I'd be here where there's just LTE coverage, but I still got a good solid 5G connection. Even when I switched to LTE, my speed still racked from 50 to 85 megabytes per second. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, I made the best decision of my life. With T-Mobile, I would struggle. Even when I went to the beach, T-Mobile's LTE wasn't cutting it. Obviously, T-Mobile's 5G is very weak at the beach. It doesn't matter what beach I go to, really. It doesn't matter if it's next closer to a tower. I will still get transferred to LTE, and their LTE is not even working good at the beach. And I'm thinking, well, that's probably for a lot of carriers because you're honestly going closer to the water and less of the city or town. But Verizon's LTE and 5G is incredible. It works. T-Mobile's, it doesn't work well in California. It really does not work well in California. I've heard so much stuff. Even in San Francisco, their LTE or 5G is just horrible. It's probably gonna take T-Mobile probably who knows, maybe like 5 to 8 years to actually upgrade their tower, because T-Mobile right now is not even I don't know what they're trying to do. Yes, I understand you're trying to focus on 600 megahertz and trying to convert all your towers from Sprint, and that's great and all. And T-Mobile is doing a great job with indoors. I'm getting pretty good speeds with indoors, but sometimes with T-Mobile, even their indoors 600 megahertz of what they invested in, it's not good. It's good for penetrating walls, but it's not good in general. I feel like T-Mobile is not even investing enough to fix that, because how are you going to use a service that can penetrate walls good and you get good speeds, but then it's at peak times or even later in the day it just gives out. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are using T-Mobile around maybe in my area. They're probably not like me, because what I do is I use 5G and LTE in my home because it's faster than my Wi-Fi. I like to use more data that way. My Wi-Fi sometimes lags, and 5G and LTE, they work better. But the fact that T-Mobile goes on these peak times, it feels like they're not investing enough in the tower or whatever connection they're dealing with. It's not penetrating enough walls or just whatever else is covering like my area. It could be like I am covered by some trees, a little bit of forest here and there, not too much. I'm by a street, but still, Verizon is on top of the game. I'm getting good speeds, way better speeds than T-Mobile, and by 2022, 2023, Verizon will be all caught up. I heard Verizon will, once they deploy C-band, the iPhone 13 and 14, and my phone already supports 5G, and I'm pretty sure I'll get more upgrades with my iPhone 12. I'm pretty sure I'll get better speeds and more usage when I update my iPhone by Apple. But T-Mobile is leader in 5G now. Once Verizon just dominates their C-band, everyone's gonna follow it, and Verizon's gonna be number one. T-Mobile had their shot 2019 to now, but it's time to give up that crown back to Verizon, because Verizon has always been on top. And sure, don't get me wrong, Verizon has probably lost the title for now, but as you can see here, I guarantee you in about a year and a half, all this area covered in blue, that's basically LTE, will be swarming with 5G and more C-band. And I honestly believe Verizon will be king again. Like, I switched to T-Mobile because I'm not a T-Mobile fanboy. I just wanted better service, because I guess I didn't have good service or good experience with AT&T before. I thought T-Mobile would be a better choice. It was good for 5 months, but then June if I finally gave up on T-Mobile, you know what? I'm done with you guys. I'm going to Verizon. And Verizon's good. It's really good. Like even at the beach, I can still download videos like that. Even though those grassy mountain areas, I still get good coverage, way better than T-Mobile. Would I go back to T-Mobile as my primary carrier? No. But I will eventually do speed tests side by side between T-Mobile and Verizon. I will do that, and then eventually I'll go to AT&T. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think T-Mobile is going to focus, or do you think they're going to be fast enough? Do you think they can surpass AT&T? I'm not really sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.